What is CAD? Computer aided design or CAD is a computer technology that designs a product and documents the design process. CAD may accelerate the manufacturing process by transferring detailed diagram of a product's materials, process, tolerances, and dimensions with specific convention for the product in question. It can be used to produce either two-dimensional or three-dimensional diagrams. Where is it used? CAD software is used by architects, engineers, drafters, artists, and others to create precision drawings or technical illustration. CAD software can be used to create two-dimensional drawing or three-dimensional models. What roles do CAD play in R&D? CAD software has so many advantages in apparel manufacturing. It brings a revolutionary change in today's ready-made apparel export business. CAD system reduces the most valuable times compared to the laborious manual work of designing. All the design data can be easily stored, transmitted, and transported through the computer files. The design can be done from anywhere, and the total process can be easily controlled by the customer.
To make a pattern in the CAD software, first of all we will need a measurement chart. Here I have a measurement chart of a t-shirt. It will be given in the tech pack. There are six sizes from extra small to double XL. I have highlighted the large size because we will be making a pattern for the large size first. Now let's move on to software. We will be using Lectra Modaris V6R1 software or Lectra Modaris software. There are many types of software, but this is the most commonly used software, so we will be using this. So this is the software interface. We will first of all we will go to File and click on New. Let's give it this file name. Let's give this file name T-shirt. Click Enter. Now this window will appear if there are no file a folder in the path in the directory. So click Close and go to File and access that to locate the file. This is the path to the file. This is the path currently located to the file. So if we click here, we can see that in the new volume D, there are no file named Lectra V6 mine. Yeah, we will have to make a new folder and put our work in that folder. So let's go to Windows Explorer, go to volume D. You can put the file anywhere. You can put it on the desktop. Make a new folder and let's name this folder T-shirt. Now let's go back to software and enter. Now we can see that there's a file folder named T-shirt. Let's select the folder and click OK. Now the location has changed. By clicking here, we have changed the location to the folder in some places. And if we click here, the directory will be changed for all the places. Now we'll click OK. To start our work, we have to make a new sheet. For that, click on Sheet and click on New Sheet. This our new sheet has appeared. Now we will go to Display and click on Title block to show the title block, and also click on Sizes to show the sizes. But we don't have put any sizes yet. So what we'll have to do is go to the folder where our file folder is located, work file is located, and create a new text document. Let's name this text document size chart. You can give it any name you want. We'll go ahead into it and type some texts. First of all, alpha, and type all the name of the sizes we have given. We have to put it as exactly as I'm putting here. Here's our measurement chart again. You can see there are six sizes are given. So we'll just put all the sizes here from extra small to extra also. And the size we will be making now is large size. So we will put a star before the let's close and of course save it. We can see that there are some tabs on our right side from F1 to F8, each named differently. We can click on the buttons here manually with our mouse to go to the tab, or we can press F1, F2, F3, and so on to go to these tabs. Now we will first of all we will go to F7 or press F7 and click on import EPT and click on the sheet. We will go to the folder we have put our size chart in and we will put our work in. Double click on the folder size chart and we can see that the, all the sizes are given here, shown here. And the letter L is highlighted as in white color because we have put a star behind it and we will be working in for L size, large size. Now let's start making the pattern. First of all, let's go to F2 and we will take a rectangle first. Let's click on the rectangle. In this software, we left click once and we can move around. I can move around the mouse freely. I can also manually put the size here and make a rectangle of my wish, but we will have to put width and height according to our measurements. We can click on down arrow, press on down arrow to go to the size. And you can see if I press down button again, and if you change the put the cursor in the height. Now in the measurement, how can we take the measurement? As you can see from the pattern from the picture here, there are three sizes widthwise. There are sizes widthwise and lengthwise. There are half chest, there are half bottom, and there are shoulder. These are the widthwise measurements. And the lengthwise measurements are center length, or from the high point, so high shoulder point to the bottom, or the armhole. So to make the rectangle, we have to put the width of the rectangle as the half chest measurement given here. The half chest measurement given here for the large size is 55.5, and the half bottom is given here as 454.5. So because the chest is we will be taking the chest size, we will put 55.5. But when we are making a pattern, we are not making a full pattern yet. We are making a first of all, we are making a half pattern and unfold pattern, and we will unfold it later. So the measurement given here is for the full pattern. So we have to take the half of what is given here. We have to divide the all the width measurement by 2 and make them half. So 55.5 divided by 2 is 27.75. So we have to put 27.75 in the width. So now, what will be the height? The height will be from the high shoulder point to the bottom. Let's see what measurements are given here for the height. There's a measurement given center back length excluding neck rib. So I have another measurement. There can be many different types of measurements. Here is another one, length of back on center. This one is including the neck rib. In some cases, the high shoulder the measurement is given from the high shoulder point to the bottom. In that case, we don't need to add any measurements or anything to that. In this case, because the measurement of neck rib is and the measurement of backdrop is excluded, we have to add these measurements. So this is the backdrop measurement. It's from high shoulder point to the back neck. First of all, the back neck drop from top of shoulder is 2.5, and the center back length is 72. So we have to add 72 with 2.5. And also because the neck rib height is excluded, we have to add that too. Plus 1.5 is equal to 76. So this is our total height of our pattern, the length of our pattern. Don't worry about that. If it gets misplaced, we can click here and then click on the pattern to highlight the pattern we're working on. Then we will need to put front neck drop and back neck drop in this axis. We can take them as lines or we can take them as points too. So I'm taking them as points because it's much easier and it will be much cleaner. So first of all, we go to F1 tab or press F1. Now we will be using developed. And left click here. Now we can see there's a scale or a point is appearing, but we will the point we need to take the point in the length. So how do we do that? Is we press space and the point and the line shifts from one line to another. So what was the neck drop, back neck drop is 2.5. So let's put 2.5 here. Press enter, and we won't click anything yet, but when we move the mouse we can see that the point is taken upside or not on the line. It's taken on the opposite side. And now how we can fix that is we put minus, and when minus, and it will go to the opposite side. So we've taken our back neck drop, and if we put our mouse here we can see that it shows the measurement. So let's go back to the measurement chart and see what was the front neck drop. So the front neck drop was 11. Again, develop. I'm left clicking here. Press space and it will come to the lengthwise line and press down arrow, and because this is the minus, this is the negative side, we'll put negative 11 or minus 11. If we move, if I move the press enter, and after pressing enter, if I move the mouse, I can see that the point is placed. So now we will taking the neck, or the neck width, or the neck opening. This is the neck opening. So this is the full neck opening. It's given here, neck width or neck opening. And we know that we have to divide all the width measurement. So we will take this neck width and divide it by 2. Again, we will use developed point, and because this is a width measurement, we will take this on the top line, on the top width. 22 divided by 11, 22 divided by 2 is 11. We will write 11. Enter, and we have got, right click, and we have got the neck width, our neck width. After that, we will take the shoulder, and here it's shown that shoulder excluding neck width is given 14. So in case of shoulder, there can be many types of shoulder measurement given. Sometimes they are given across shoulder, sometimes they are given shoulder to shoulder. So, and here it's given shoulder excluding neck width. If the measurement shoulder to shoulder or across shoulder is given, it means that it's shown from this shoulder point to this point. But here the measurement is given from this point to this point. It's the end of the neck width, and it starts from end of the neck width and ends on the shoulder point. If I give you an example of the other measurements, in this measurement you can see the shoulder, it's only written shoulder, and the measurement is 14.5. And in this measurement, the length of shoulders on back is given. The length of shoulders on back means, it's given in the picture, it means that it's from one shoulder point to another shoulder point. In this case, because it's a total width measurement, we would have to divide it by 2. It's from this point to somewhere around that point. Because in this case it starts from the end of the neck width, we don't have to divide it by anything. It will be from this point to somewhere around this. For this, we will take a straight line. For this, we click on straight and left click here. Now here you can see there are 3 types of measurements we can see, which is dx, dy, and dl. So let me show you what these measurements mean. Let me demonstrate them to you in Paint. So here we will take y-axis. We know that in the y-axis, the top is positive y-axis, and the down is negative y-axis, and this is the x-axis, whereas the right side is positive x-axis and the left side is positive or negative y-axis, and the center of these 2 axes are 0. So if we go upward from y-axis, from 0 point, we get positive y-axis. If we go downwards from the 0 point, we get negative y-axis. If we go right side from the 0 point, we get positive axis, and if we go right left side from the 0 point, we get negative x-axis. So in this pattern, if it's really important to know this. So here the horizontal will be the x-axis and the vertical lines will be on y-axis. So because the shoulder is slightly slanted or slightly in a slope from the top level or from the top shoulder point, top shoulder line to a little bit down will be in the negative y-axis. So if we take a straight line and this would have been the y this would have been the y is equal to 0 axis, but if we go downward we get negative y axis, and you can see the dy tab, there's negative numerical measurements are appearing. So for this slope, if the measurement of the slope is not given, we will take 3 centimeter. And because it's downward from the 0 point, we will put negative 0, negative 3. So on the DL, we will put the length, which is here 14. Now if we press enter and move our mouse, we can see that because we haven't put any x-axis, it will move right or left. Because the shoulder slope is that way, we will put the line there and right click. So now we have our shoulder. Now let's go back to the measurements and see what's next. Next is armhole. So the for the armhole, normally the armhole is carved, and we will make it carved later. But for first of all, for putting the line, we need a armhole straight measurement. Here we can see it's given the half armhole carved measurement is given, but we can't put a carved line directly. It is 27.5. So what we do is we take the curve, a half armor curve measurement, which is now 27.5, and subtract 2 from that. So it's 27.5 minus 2, which is 25.5. It will be from this point, from the end of the shoulder point. We will take bezier line because we can carve the bezier lines. So let's click here, and there are 3 measurements as before, you can see. So if we press down arrow, it will be going dx, press down arrow again, dy and dl. We will put our length on the dl, the length of the measurement we have taken, and carefully add it, put it on the line here. As you already know, we right click to put any lines. Let's zoom in and see if it has really located on that line and not otherwise. So now we will add the these 2 points and these 2 points. We will use Bezier for these points also. And let me tell you something. There are small words written here, you can see. These are shortcuts. Using shortcuts makes the working with the square software is really easy. As an example, if I press S, it goes to the selection, and if I press B, and it goes to Bezier. So it's kind of a thing of practice. Let's zoom in to make the work easier. Now left click, I'm left clicking here and right click on that one. Again left click and right click on that one. So we have got our upper side of our pattern. So it's almost complete. But there are another measurement, which is the half bottom. The half measurement of half bottom is 54.5 here, which is different from half chest. If it is similar to the half chest, which is 55.5, we don't need to do anything. But because it's less than the chest measurement, we have to put it manually. And because it's a widthwise measurement, we have to divide it by 2. 54.5 divided by 2 is 27.25. So let us zoom in at the bottom, and we will be using points again. We click on develop or press V, and again let me explain you that the when we are moving our point to the left side, you can see there are in the curve length there minus and negative points are appearing because it's the when we left to the left side, we are going to the negative x-axis, and if we go to the right side, we are going to the positive x-axis. Now we will have to add this point to the end of the armhole straight point. For this, let us zoom in because the point is very close to our rectangle. So we have to take Bezier line and right click on that point and left click on that point. If I zoom in, you can see that that line is pretty far from the rectangle, the line of the rectangle. Now we will have to shape the Bezier lines because of course the back neck and front neck, the neck of a t-shirt is not straight like that. So for that we will go to display and click on handles to show the handles. Now you can't see that, but when we go to F3 tab and press on reshape, there you can see we will reshape with left clicking. Once we left click, we can move these lines as we want. We will move these as given in the picture here and the tech pack. We will try to make it as close as possible to that picture. So I think right about here is all right. Now the front backdrop. Let's make it more rounded. Yes, I think it's all right. Reshaping a curved line or reshaping a pattern takes practice, so you'll get used to it when you practice. Now to the back to the armhole. So when we shape the armhole, we have to go to develop and see measure the curved armhole to see if it matches the size of the size there's given on the chart. I'll be fast forwarding the video a little bit because it takes a lot of time to match this the armhole to the measurement chart or measurement sheet. We have to make more curves if it's less than the size given, or we have to make less curve if it's more than the size given. Now it's 27.49. I think it's nearly perfect. So there's another part where we have to make a curve, which is from the bottom to the chest point. It's normally a straight fabric, straight line. So I have to carve it a little bit because there's not enough room to carve more. In case of ladies' garments, the curve is a lot more from the waist to the chest or waist to the bottom line. So there we have to make more curves. Now I think this much is enough. Now let's put the current sheet and click on our word. Our body pattern is done. Now we have to make sleeve pattern. For this, let's take a new sheet again. And if I press J, all the sheets here gets rearranged. So I'll click on current sheet and we'll click on the sheet we're going to use. We're going to make sleeves on, and then go to Enter tab and press rectangle, or press Shift D for going to the rectangle. Now this is the upper sleeve length. This is the upper sleeve or sleeve length from the shoulder, which is 23, and our length will be the biceps, which is marked M here. It's also called upper sleeve width, which is also 23. So our length is 23 and width is 23. 23. Press down arrow. And 23. It doesn't matter if we put minus or plus. When we click on the Z on the corner, it will show the pattern normally. So now here we have to take the sleeve opening, which is this one. So the sleeve opening here is given 19. So we will go to F1, get developed, which is going to the wrong line. So we press space and we put minus 19. When we move our mouse, we saw that it shows minus measurement. So we are putting minus 19 there. And now we will need underarm sleeve length, which is this one. So the underarm sleeve length is 13, which will be going from this point to that point. So we will take a straight line for this because we don't need any curve in our underarm. So nothing in the X, nothing in the Y. We will put 13 in our deal. Now we can see that we can move it freely, and very carefully we will place it on the line. From here to here, it will be the joint with the armhole. So this will take a Bezier line here. and this line should be we have to carve this line. First of all, display handles, it's always and reshape the this measurement to get it as closely resemble it as closely as possible to the armhole curved armhole circumference. Because we have to see the measurements again and again, and the armhole curved or armhole circumference 127.5, we have to take measurement of this curve and see if it matches the armhole circumference. Then, so we will be using some shortcuts here. I press V for develop to take the measurement, and press R again or click on reshape to reshape it again. Press V for the measurement and R for the reshaping. And because I will be taking many measurements here, I'll control Z, which makes a task reverse or undo, because there it then the that point will get clustered with measurements. After some carving, we can see that we have gone close to the armhole curve measurement. And a point to be noted here, the armhole curve measurement will be less, and the measurement here on this sleeve will be less than the armhole measurement on the armhole on the main pattern. So about point 0.5 or point 0.7 difference can be neglected, but the measurement on the sleeve should be less than the measurement curve measurement on the circumference measurement on the main pattern. Now we'll use go to F4 and click on Sim to make different individual patterns, individual pieces of front and back. Also, one for the sleeve. Press J, and you can see all the pieces are arranged here. These new pieces will be made on new sheets. So now we'll put line seams or seams. So to put seam, here I'm clicking on Shift and right button. With right button, you select something, and with Shift, when you select more than one lines or points, they all get selected together. So I'm selecting all the lines I'm going to put seams on. Here you can see I haven't clicked on selected the right and the hem, because on the right side there will be no seam. It's the folded part, and on the bottom there will be hem, which the measurement of which is different from the other parts. Now I can move it freely, or I can put the measurement. Here I'm pressing down arrow and putting 1 centimeter of seam. Here I'm putting 1 because there are no measurement of seam is given. If there are no measurement of seam is given, we use 1 centimeter of seam. And for the hem, we use double the amount of seam we put on the other sides. As an example, if I put 1.5 on the other side, I will put 3 on the 3 centimeter of seam on the hem. Now let's move on to the front part and do the same to the front part. First of all, select all the sides except in the folded side and the hem or the bottom part. Line seam, which is I will be putting one on the beginning, one on the end. And for the bottom part, I will be putting 2 centimeter of hem. Now let's move on to the seam. In sleeve, let's select the upper line and the upper curve and the underarm length. We will put 1 centimeter here too. And for the bottom part, we will put 2 centimeter, which is double of the other side. Now, for sleeve, we won't be putting anything on the left side because it's on fold here. Let's unselect those. And for this point, in case of sleeve, we'll have to put a little bit of corner. For that, in F4 tab, corner here, you can see like it looks like a flipped page. If we click right here, a new window will appear. Here we'll click on next symmetry and click on the point we want to put the corner on, and you can see that the seam here gets a little bit extended because when we sew the sleeve, the this part, the sleeve opening, it will match with the rest of the sleeve. Now our seam, we have put seam in all our patterns. Now we will put grading. Sometimes you will see that the sizes are gone. You will just need to fix the display and display the sizes again. Now, what is grading? It is we have made only one pattern for only one size, which is the large size. But we have to make a pattern in the factories on the or the in the industry. We need all size pattern for all the sizes. To make that, we won't be using making patterns for every individual sizes manually. We use grading here. To grade, first of all, let's go to the F6 tab and click on Control. And if we click on this point, this window will appear with various measurements. Here you can see all these sizes are shown here. And if we close it, and there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 points to grade from. Now let me show you how to merge a point. If we go to F3 and click on merge and click on a point, you can see that the point is gone and the seam here is slightly curved because it has reshaped on its own to that curve. When we need merging is if we have any unnecessary points in our pattern, then we can merge that point to make that point go away and make grade easily. Now let's go back to the grading and let's click on control, and this is our first point to grade. Let's click here. Here you can see there's dx, dy, dl, and ddx, ddy, and ddl. Among these, what this means is ddx and ddy is essentially the x and y axis. So we will be only using those. We when we go downwards from the 0 point, we get negative y-axis, and if we go upwards from the 0 point, we get positive y-axis, and if we go right from the 0 point, we get positive x-axis, and the opposite side is negative x-axis. So let's go back to our pattern software. When we grade a pattern, we have to take consider of the size larger than our current size. Here we are doing large size, so the larger size is extra large size, and for that size, the t-shirt or the fabric, the t-shirt will go bigger. Here you can see that in all the measurements there's a common difference in the sizes, which is from extra small is 66 to extra small is 68. The difference is 2 for every size. And here on this point, which is related to the length, center back length point. It increases by 2 for every size. So what we'll do is select all those all these sizes and put 2 here. Now what to put, plus 2 or minus 2? When the pattern goes bigger from large to extra large, it goes from 72 to 74, which is plus 2, which increases by 2. And when it increases, it goes downward from that point. If we take 0, take that point as 0 point, and when it goes downward, it goes with negative y-axis. So we will put negative 2 here and put a press enter, and you can see there are points appearing. These are all the points from different sizes. And here in DY you can see that for the individual sizes, the individual measurements are automatically put. Let's close this window. Now you can see that the size does not show. If you press F9, the highest and the smallest, largest and the smallest grade sizes will show. To show all the sizes, what you have to do is just select all those largest sizes where it is showing. What is select all of them. Select all of the sizes, and when you press F9, all the sizes will be showing. Will be showing. So how can we know that the grades are correct or incorrect? Here you can see that the extra small size is highlighted yellow, and the double XL size is highlighted as orange. In our pattern, there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 lines. Here you can see that the smallest length that indicates the smallest length is highlighted as yellow, and the line indicates the largest length is shown as orange. So let's move on to the next point. For this point, there are a widthwise increase and there will be also a lengthwise increase. So let's increase it by width lengthwise first. Um, the For the first it was same for the first point and the second point because both are related to the center length. So we can put -2 for this point too. So let me show you how can you do it easily. Control Z for undoing. For that, we will go to report Y on in X6 tab. When you press report Y and left click on one point where we will be copying from, and press on the point where we will be copying to, the all the side graded sizes will be copied from that point to because there is also a increase in width wise. So increase in width, we will press on that point again and see how much increase we will be putting. Because it's half bottom, it's 48.5, 50.5, 52.5, 54.5, and so on. Uh, in the last line, you can see that it's 56.5 to 59.5, which is 3, but the other sizes it increases by 2. So we will be only selecting the sizes till double XL, and we will be putting a negative value because it will be going left side from the 0 point. So it will be a negative x. So if we select all the sizes here, all the sizes except double XL, and put -1 because it increased by -2 and we have to divide it by 2 because it's a widthwise measurement and we have taken half of all the widthwise measurements. Now for the double XL it increases by 3, so we will put -1.5. So here we will be putting -1.50, which is half of 3. Press enter and press close. The reading is done from this point, and let's move on to the next point. So this is also a widthwise measurement, which is chest. Let's see what is our chest. What was our chest measurement? It was 49.5 from 49.5 to 51.5 to 53.5, and it's the difference is 2 all the way. And because if the size goes large, it will be go to the left side, which is on the negative x-axis. We will have to put -1 because the difference was 2 and 2 divided by, if you have 2 divided by 2 is 1. For the next point, there are two measurements on the DDX and DDY, x-axis and y-axis, because there's also the measurement of armhole and there's also the measurement of shoulder. So first of all, in the DDX or the horizontal, which is the shoulder, let's see what the shoulder, what was the shoulder measurement. The shoulder, we can see the shoulder measurement size increases by zero point 0.5 for every size. So we will be put 0 0.5, or now we will be putting minus 0 0.5 because it goes to left side from the from 0 0.8 to negative x-axis, and we will not be dividing it by 2 because the shoulder measurement was given from the neck width and not from the center length. We can see the armhole curve measurement increases by 1 centimeter. So we will be putting 1 centimeter on the DTY, and what to put if how to know if it will be positive or negative. From that point, the armhole will be increasing to the upper side, and the upper side is positive y-axis, so we'll be putting +1 in the DTY. And press enter. Let's move on to the next point, which is the neck width. And if you see carefully, the neck width it will increase. So when it increases, it just goes to the left side, which is the negative x-axis. Here we can see the neck width increases by zero point 0.5 for in every size. So we will be dividing zero point 0.5 by 2. Here 2. So if we divide zero point 0.5 by 2, we get 0.25. And of course it will go to the left side because the neck width will increase with size, so we will have to put negative measurement here, negative numerical value here. So if we select all those and put negative 0.25, we get the measurement. Here I made a mistake and I have edited it, so it will not be my negative 0.75, it is negative 0.25. Now let's close it. There another measurement here, which is the front neck drop. And let's check if we have graded them correctly. And the yellow line here indicates the extra small, and the orange line here indicates the extra large part. And you can also see that the orange line pattern is the smallest. So we can say that we have made it correctly. So let's move on to the front neck drop. Let's see what measurement is given. It's for front neck drop is 9.5 to 10 and 10 to 10.5 all the way to 12, and it increases by 0.5 for every size. So we will be putting 0.5 because it increases by lengthwise. We will have to put it on the y-axis, dy, and it will go upward when it goes smaller. So it will go downward if it increases in size, and it goes to the negative y-axis. So we have to put negative 0.5 here, and we're done for the front part. If we zoom in, and we can see that of course the extra small this size for this extra small is smaller. This is smallest. Now let's move on to the back part. We have to create a similar list to all the points. Now we won't do it manually. We will take help of the report X and report Y settings to make it faster. All the points are similar except the back neck drop, because the back neck drop is 2.5 all the way. So for all the sizes, so we don't have to change any the back neck drop for different sizes. Report X is for the x-axis sizes, gradings, and report Y is for the gradings in the y-axis. So if click on report Y and click on the grading point and click on the grading, then click on the grading point we have to copy to, we get all the points. And you know that it's we know that it's the gradings not showing right now is not a problem. So let's put our grading for the y-axis. We have graded the first point and the second point and the fourth point. There are no other grading for the y-axis. And now let's click on report X and copy all the gradings in the for the x-axis. Now let's go to that sheet in the back part. Let's select those selections, select all the sizes, and then press F9 to show all the grading. Sometimes it might not show anything, but when you press F9, the gradings will show. So we've done our gradings in the front and back part. Now let's move on to the sleeve. For the sleeve, we have to start from the bottom point. This is the sleeve opening, and this is the unfold part, the sleeve, the bicep. Now here the sleeve length increases by 1, and it goes downward, so it's on the negative. We will have to put negative y-axis or negative numbers. So we put -1 here. We won't be worried about the gradient not showing, because we know that it will show once we press F9. So let's close it and go to the next point. And let's show the gradients first. Let's select all the sizes and Now let's move on to our next point here. So this is the under this here is there are two measurements. One is the under sleeve length, and another is the uh, sleeve opening. So underarm sleeve length, we can see that. So in case of underarm sleeve length, we can see that the measurement increases by this sizes increases by one, and this is the y-axis. So we'll put one minus one because when it increases goes downward. So we put minus one here. And for the DDX or the x-axis, we have to look at the slip opening. The slip opening increases by also by 1 centimeter. So we will put plus 1 because it goes to the right side and it's on the positive x-axis. But we have to divide it by 2 because it's a weight-wise measurement. And so we will put plus 0.5. Now let's move on to the next point. So this point will be increasing widthwise too, and this is the and this is the biceps or the sleeve width, upper sleeve width, and it increases. Consider it increases by one, and so we have to divide it by two. Then we will get 0.5. And because when it increases, it will go to the positive side, positive x-axis. So we will put positive or plus 0.5. Press enter and we get all the grades. We don't need any grading for that point. So let's close it. Press J and press J to rearrange all the sheets. Now that our grading is done, now we will unfold all our patterns. For that, we go to F5 and select symmetrical 2 points and select from that point to that point to unfold the t-shirt. Here we have unfolded our back part. Let's move on to our front part. Again, symmetrical 2 points, and click on the top point, the bottom point. Here we have our unfolded front part. Press J to rearrange, and then go to your sleeve, and again symmetrical 2 points. Let's unfold our sleeve. Here we have an unfolded sleeve. And if we want to show the gradings on the unfolded part, then we can do that too. Let's give an example with the sleeves. If we select all the sizes and press F9 here, we can see that we can see all the gradings on the sleeve. Now that we have got our unfolded pieces, we will put grade lines. So how do we do that? We go to a sheet, and here it's written other axis. In this tab, we will press right click and keep it pressed. We can see many type of gain line axis or cross line axis, many type of lines options. We will go to gain line axis and release mouse button, and the selected point and the option will be selected. Now we will draw it like a straight line. can see after I draw it, there are three dx, dy, and dl. We put dx is equal to 0, and after I press enter, we can see that when I move my mouse, I can put the length as I wish, and our gain line is done. Now let's move on to the next step. The the gain line is already selected, and again I will show you that we press right button, we press right click, keep it pressed, and we go to the option and release it to select that option. Again, left click to draw the green line, and press right down arrow, and press down arrow and put 0 on the dx, and press enter. Then I can draw the green line. Similarly, I'll draw it with sleeve. So we have completely put green line on in all our unfolded patterns. Now I will edit out the names and put how many pieces we need on this sheet. Now in the back part, let's go to edit, click on edit, and click here to change the name to back part. Then again click on edit and go to comment, and we'll put 1 into 1 because we need one back piece for one garment, or one piece t-shirt. Now let's move on to the next sheet and do the same. Click edit. Now let's zoom in to watch it clearly. And we can also use a shortcut, which is a Shift E for edit. I'll press Shift E and click here. Sorry, this is the front part. Click on comment and put 1 into 1 here too, because we also need one front part for one piece of t-shirt, one piece of garment. Now let's go to the sleeve and Shift key, click on name. I'll name it sleeve. And I will put 1 into 2 in the comment because we need two pieces of sleeves for one garment. Now we will change the orientation of these parts. Uh, Before that, let's go to our back part. Click on the back part and go to F2 tab and click on -90. Then we will have horizontal pattern. Again, I press J to rearrange, and let's rotate the sleeve to -90 degree. Now our pattern is completely done. Now I will make variants. For that, I'll go to F8 tab, and here you can see that when it gets expanded, we cannot see the variants tab. So we have to stop expanding it. Click on variant, and we can give any name here. Let's give it the name project 1. Then we will click on create piece article and click on our back part, our front part, and our sleeve. Then in this window, we can see we have water piece articles. In version 8, you can manually zoom in with your mouse wheel, and in this version, we will go to visualization and visual select. If we select and unselect and select it again, it will appear in normal size. Here you can see there's three parts. Below them, the names and number of parts are given. For the back part and front part, there we need only one pieces. For this sleeve, we need two pieces. So here under S we make 0, and under DM we make it 1. It means double, or one pair of sleeve. We can see our variant here. Now let's move on to making markers and printing. For making markers, we will need a software named Marker Manager. Let's go to Marker Manager. So this is our Marker Manager. First of all, we click on the access on the folder to use to locate our file. Check the first box and then on the markers, click on the dots and go to the folder we have put our file in, our pattern file in, our Lectra Modaris file in. Locate that folder and click OK. Then click Apply. After we have put our location, let's click on Marker. And let's give this marker a name, any name. We can give it any name. Let's give this name t-shirt. And here after that, when we click on add variants, this window will appear where our files will be shown. It's better to put only one working file on that folder. It will be easier for you to choose from the files. So here we have the t-shirt lecture file, and we have to select all the sizes we need. We can click add or OK anywhere. So let's click on OK and then cancel. And here we can see that all these sizes have appeared here. We can change the quantity as per our need. These are the amount of pieces we will need. So for now, let's just keep this to 1. Let's assume that we only need one piece of every garment, every size. Now let's click here to create markers, and our marker has successfully created. Now let's go there and click. After we click here, a new window will appear. Here we will make our marker. So let's go to File, Open, choose from list. Here we will choose the file we just created in tshirt.plx. Double click or click OK. The file is creating. So here our marker has loaded. If we click on this icon here, a Thunderbolt icon, the markers will automatically, the software will automatically put all the pieces on the here, put all the pieces here. But it's not always the most efficient, because we can see there are many blank spaces here. So if we will get rid of all these pieces and put them manually. For that, we will click on there and click yes. So if you click here, we can see a new window appear. Here in the width we will put 72. We can click here to rotate the pieces to make the pieces aligned 90 degrees in horizontally. So we have a blank panel. Now we will click on each size and put them on our panel. Here we're putting the extra small. To here I have deleted. We have deleted a piece. To delete a piece, we will have to press numlock to turn off the numlock, and then press 7. Then we will put all the pieces one by one. Fast forward this part, because it's a long process, and we will put all the pieces in a way so that there's the least amount of wastage here. And now if we press the Thunderbolt icon for the rest of the pieces, which are the sleeves, we can see it will put them manually automatically again. And here we can see here that it's written efficiency 80.03%. So we will now delete all these pieces, send them back again, and see if we can put them manually more efficient. I'll put it here, and then this one here. Uh, you can see that I could not put the part overlapping with one another because the software prevents me from putting parts overlapping another piece. Because if I could do that, then we wouldn't be able to make a garment with that. So after I put all the parts, we could see that the efficiency was less than 80.03%. So it's better to just put them automatically as the software did. So we have completely arranged our pieces on the panel. Now let's save the file. For that, let's click on File, Save As, click OK. After clicking OK, if there is already a file marker file existing, then it will appear and you can press yes to save it as the same place. So our marker making is done. Now let's show you how to print the markers. For this, we will go to Print, Edit, and Plot on a plotter. Then we will click on Configure and click on Preview. After clicking on Preview, we will click OK. And because there is no printer connected to my device here, it will not load anything. But this is how you print your patterns. So that was how we can make patterns and rate our patterns and make variants of our patterns and make markers of this pattern and print them. Thank you for watching.